Amy, what's up? How are you doing? You just got home? Good. Excellent. See, I knew that, so I just said, you know what? Hammy's getting on, so I'm going to start the stream. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good. Doing good. Doing good. So the plan for this stream is I'm going to warm up with this pencil drawing, work on it some, and then I'm going to go to my painting for a little bit, get some of the painting done. And that is the plan for this stream. Hammy, you know, I really do hope that you buckle down and are able to get some time to yourself, take time for yourself, and really get serious about drawing and really make use of your talent. Oh, gotcha. It's rough. Ooh, I hope it goes okay. Yeah, I really hope that you do. I really do. You know, before a lot of people get on there, you know, like, there's always, like, I get it. There's life gets in the way, and you have to prioritize your family. But if there's some way that you can, you know, train yourself to work past not having the energy and take the time that you do have to do the work that is required, you know. And I think it plays off itself if you have a solid game plan. It feeds itself, right? It gives you energy and it gives you encouragement. So it's hard to start things, and at first people don't have a lot of energy with this stuff. And you know, it's like you know, when you're running, when you first start, it's slow, the momentum. Kodarius, ciao, amico. Come va tu? Eh? How are you doing, man? What's up? It's kind of like that, you know. It's like it takes a little bit of time to get going, but once you get going, and you, especially like after a while, after you start seeing improvement, but the hardest thing is to start, and I really hope that you do. Planning where the shadows will be good. Good. And you can apply all this stuff to your digital work too, obviously. You know, I mean, I do digital, and you know, you just you apply it to that. And you know, I think you know, I'm constantly telling Cloldarius, you know, do bar drawing. So I think that's where he's at in his training and taking that serious, double down and really get good at drawing, right? That's the best advice that I can say, because I want to see both of you guys just awesome, you know, not just you know, like mediocre or, you know, kind of tapping your potential. I want to see it you know, really flourish. You know, that's what I want. Also in low energy land. Yeah. And I mean, me too. I get it. And you know, especially like, you know, I got a lot of stuff going on outside of this that does kind of drain me and such. And so you know, I could definitely be doing a better job with this, but you know, I oftentimes wonder, like, you know, all the artists that there were, I'm sure everybody had their things that held them back, right? And I think the successful people are the ones who were able to work past that. It's not that they didn't have to deal with it; they dealt with it, but they were able to persevere through it in a way. And so I think that's very important, like with this stuff. You know, So, Claudia, I'm essentially just warming up right now, and then I'm going to start doing some painting, some oil painting on the portrait. So, I'm not sure this will be a long stream, but I don't really think I streamed that much. I didn't stream at all last week, I don't think. I was very busy. I need to do something. I really do enjoy streaming. I just need to be doing a better job of being consistent with it, I think. Just going through, I'm at this stage, just trying to find like these small shapes, but trying to like keep the impression of it. So when I squint down at this and back at my drawing, this needs to stand out, for example, as much as it does while looking at the hole on my reference over here. So I'm exhausted on so many days. I started going to church. I take the kids to church for youth group on Wednesdays evenings now, and we'll be starting women's Bible study on Monday nights. So now I'm even more busy. So I hear you on this, and you know what? It's hard, but I would say this. There's a way to trick yourself into thinking that this doesn't require energy, okay? And I think I've done this before. When I've told you all this story. When I used to work at Carrabba's, It's an Italian restaurant here in America. And I don't know if you've ever been, Hammy, but anyway, I was kind of in the mindset with my work that it is work. And I was, this is right when I was fresh out of school. And when you're fresh out of school, you're used to being told what to do. You're not used to planning what you have to do and getting yourself in the studio. You don't have that discipline, and you don't know all the tricks necessarily at first. And so I would always say, oh, this is work. I'd psych myself out, and that in itself gave me the low energy. But it wasn't until I started working at Carrabba's that I started yearning for drawing and painting and looking at that as more of an escape. It wasn't work. It changed. It changed how I looked at it in my mind, and it felt different. So you can do the same thing. Instead of thinking it takes energy, this requires work, it requires energy, it requires whatever. And I'm serious, try this. Say, this will give me energy if I can just do this. Even if you don't believe it, even if you don't feel it, constantly say that to yourself and force yourself one of these times to do it, to start. And I promise you, it's going to change the way that you look at it and the way that you think. That's how you're going to get past that in that situation. All right? As long as there's a little bit of time. Yeah, it was an escape. But if you're saying, oh, it takes energy, I don't have the energy, this and that, you're going to get exhausted from it, right? You're going to exhaust yourself. All right, so you know that feeling. Now replicate that. Try to remember that and apply it. That's it. Do it. And if you need any more motivation, think about like really all the benefits that you're going to get from it too, right? All the benefits. Think about how good you can be, and don't limit yourself with that. Don't say, well, I can be good, but I know I can't be that good. Don't limit yourself with it. At all. Like, look at the old masters and say, I can do this. Like, really do that. Yeah, Kodar, how are you doing, man? go on. As for a portrait, I want to see how I can selectively let through the vibrant color and have it interact with the top layer. Nice, nice. So are you like painting very thin and just layering it up so that it'll still be seen through? Or are you doing that like what's your method, bro? Experiment, really awesome. It's really good, actually. I should be doing more of those. But I know everything, so I don't really need to. It's the problem. It's boring when you know everything. I never really have to like experiment or anything. I just like, I think about it, I say I know it without trying. Mess that up. Yeah, man, it's coming along. It's coming along. Well, what's interesting is I looked at it. It's getting a little overmodeled. I looked at it right when I walked in and said, you know, that's further along than like my brain processed it the last time that I worked on it, which is, you know how that goes. Sometimes it's like you just need your brain needs to rest because these streams, the way that they've changed my work a little bit, I mean, there's a lot of benefits, but I don't know if this is a downside, but I don't take as many breaks, so I won't rest my eye. And so maybe that's good practice. I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. I'm sure it is very good practice, and it forces you to like, continuously see these things. But anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent. When I took a break, I saw it way different, obviously, which I knew I would. I kind of thought I drew the head slightly too large, which I think I did, but it's okay. Like a little bit too big. Which I normally don't do. I'm not sure I'm really going to change it though at this point. Yeah, it is too big, but it's okay. Not by much. So I'm making like these small little changes that do make a difference, but it's all in good practice, right? It's like, you know, when I work, I try to pay attention to what I'm doing wrong as well, and try not to do that next time. Try to improve. Yeah, our work is looking really cool in our Discord, I have to say. I've been checking it out. It's really nice how everybody posts. Some very good work. And a lot of the control, it's like I had and then I lost it for a time because I wasn't doing as many drawings. I just messed up. As many drawings as I should have been doing, right? I hadn't done as many drawings. But I also think, like, always talking to y'all about this, but also reading what people have to say, and like also checking the resources out that are posted has helped me out a tremendous amount. Like, I really do think ever since I started streaming and especially doing video work and all that fun stuff, it's really improved my work quite a bit. Which is fun. It's like you have, like, you know, basketball or whatever, like, you know, sports, they record the games and they watch them over and over again. You can do the same thing. Like, when I'm editing, I watch my footage again and I'm like, why did I do it that way? Right? And it's kind of cool how that works. So you can see a playback of what you've done, and then you can, if you're serious, you can kind of work to become more efficient with it, which is really cool. Speaking of watercolor, well, that's like pretty cool, actually, isn't it? Like, he likes your work. Oh, Hammy. Such a rough life. The life of a Hammy. smudged the foot a little bit, which I'm not too pleased with myself about. I had it how I wanted it, and I messed it up. At least it's not trying to stop you. This is too great. Damn. Yeah, that should be down. Like, honestly, this coming here, this should be here. That's a big mistake. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Whatever. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. It's coming. It could be way better. It looks good, but there's a lot of errors in this that I need to clean up. I need to not make these types of mistakes. Yeah, I did. I did. So these are Bs. And then I got HBs as well, which I couldn't find where I put them because I think, oh, there they are. Because Rose was using them the other night. We have a nude model class every Thursday, and we're getting a good turnout with it. Actually, it's really nice. It's really great because I am able to draw and get stuff done. This, I lost the form in there. Oh, thanks, Hammy. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Really nice of you. I don't know why it doesn't appear. It doesn't pop up. I have the widget for it. I test it, and it works half the time. It's just it's supposed to like pop up on the screen, and it doesn't. So I don't know how to fix that. I don't know. It's very frustrating for me. So what I'm doing, there's like, if you're looking underneath her armpit, there's a lot going on in the shadows here. It was kind of just a blob that I had because I lost the form in it. That's what happens. It wasn't studied properly, at least for this level, where how far I've developed the drawing, right? So go back and get that and make it work on solid level, but also make it attractive to look at as a drawing. So we're working with the very subtle angles at this point. Yes, we are working with the subtle angles. That's what we do. That's what we do. Model them, don't want to overmodel. If I'm looking at these small points, right, it's easy to make them stand out more than they should because I'm like, oh, this goes here, and we're honing in. So constantly broaden your gaze upon everything and make sure this area, for example, doesn't like pop too much, right? You always have to compare it to in this case, the reference. I have to be honest, I have an easier time with a live model than I do references. I really do. Because references, I keep on wanting to look and understand what I'm looking at, and I don't feel that I can. And it's very frustrating when I'm drawing them sometimes. So question time, you have shown us how to give impressions of hair, but will you ever do a sketch where the model has curls? It's really hard. sure I will. Yeah, I'm sure I will. Yeah, I'll do that. I just need to find a model with curls. So the cool thing is, like I said, we have this drawing class that we're doing. It is a class, I guess. You know, we started off as a model, just a session, my studio and work. But me and this other person always end up giving critiques, which I like. I enjoy it. But we get to meet models who also know models. So maybe I'll find a good model, right? Maybe I'll find a good model that has some curls. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Don't know. Well, if you do, that would be great. I would love to see how you properly sketch curls. Yes, I'd love to see that too. It's like in here, all I see from the image, I'm really having to squint down and I can't really see what's going on here. I just see kind of a basic impression. But even with impression, like I want to get the light effect of it, but I also want to understand what I'm drawing, which is why I'm yearning for live flesh. You promised me flesh. You promised. Studio too long. Because, like, if you understand what you're doing, even if it's like doing subtlety, right? It's gonna subtly come out in your work. It's kind of what pushes it ahead. That's what I'm going for. Starting this here, the sun a little bit. I'm going to bring, and I'll lose this to the shadows. Starting to see. We can use the background even in planful drawing to like fade, to like lose edges and such, which is cool. Create a sense of depth, atmosphere. That's what we can do. Convey, it's a word, it's a good word, convey it. But we also have to be sculptural, right? We're also sculptors in a sense. It's like you want to understand three-dimensionally what's going on. So in the drawing session the other night, I was walking around and telling people that, saying, you know, essentially you gotta, like, don't be afraid during the course of the night to walk around and really look at, you know, like the figure in 3D. So even if I'm looking at this, you know, from this view, I walk around the other side or this side to understand what's going on here, what's going on, especially like right here. Like areas that are just like so small that you're kind of like doing shapes, but you don't understand them. So, Tegan, what's up, buddy? How's it going, man? Doing all right? We doing good? Huh? Whispering. we're warming up with pencil, and then we're going to go to the painting of the face. I don't know how long I'll be doing this, but I'm going to do it. So. Ah, the most jaded among us. Daggin. So what happened this time, man? Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We're just pushing it a little bit past what I normally do on stream, at least. I was also saying, like, this is where essentially the chin should be. So, I mean, I messed up. That's the thing, is that, like, on stream, I work, and I don't always see my errors because I don't take enough breaks. And then I came back and noticed the head was too big. Never make the head too big, but I did. So I did what any good artist would do and started modeling. Not what you want to do, but I'm going to do it. Screw it. Such structure. This is true, man. Structure. We're working with different lines. When I do this, look what I'm doing. I'm doing broader pencil strokes than the line is. I'm not doing this necessarily here because it makes it more fluid, right? You got to get the fluidity going. It's going to make it a smoother line. And then you can, kind of cut off. And this stuff around here, this is a B, so this is very easily erasable, right? Can't erase it here. Stuff is scarred now, but that's not a bad thing. All right, but you slowly build this up, but you want to again be looking at the entire thing at once. It's fluidity, fluid. So, I take note. You got to have the balls to see what you did wrong. I admit it. I did some things wrong with this, and I'm going to try for the next drawing, and there will be a next drawing at some point soon. Not to do that same mistake. I'll do other mistakes probably. So I darken this stuff here, right? I'm darkening this, but that, when you squint down, can't be too light for how dark this is. So most likely it does in fact darken when I do this, and I'm taking that into account, right? I'm taking it into account. There's a lot of shadow here. One of the things I like about this pose is if you look at it, this foot right here, yeah, I did it right for the most part, is closer to us. Actually, mine should drop a little bit more than it is. See that? But this foot is kind of back further, so this hip is coming towards us here, but then the leg kind of goes back into space, which is it was a really cool pose. A high proportion mistakes start modeling, exactly. It was also at that point where I said, I kind of locked it in. It still works. It's just, it's not right. So you take the lesson from it and you just move on. And either I could be a pussy and stop, or I could just start modeling. Which is what I'm doing. Sold? Oh, which one? The sold one? Which one are you talking about? Oh, this is way off. I tell you, man, I need to do a better job with this than A self-portrait, yeah. The one where it looks like I'm in prison. Oh, this one. They're staring me in the face. I did another one. It's like a painting, but it was a long time ago. It looks like I'm in prison. That would make sense. Yeah, see that? Staring, looking at you, Tegan. Have you done everything you could be to be a great artist? As if I could do that. There's a lot of things I still can improve upon, and that is one of the... Honestly, it's one of the keys to continuing in art. Sometimes you can do things right, but you could do it better. Just how it is. I lost the structure of the form. That drops, damn. Yeah, to a degree, I guess. I tend to repress a lot, let's put it that way. I do. I'm good at compartmentalizing. Very good. All right. So that is not that dark. I need to be careful. Go and erase up to the value. Eraser skills. All right. Yeah, I did. This car. Wonder if this works. No, I'm not gonna try that. How's that? Is that better? Good. Oh, man. Okay. See, all this stuff in here, that's form, that's anatomy. And it, like, it helps to be able to walk around and look at it three-dimensionally. It really does. Was the last video I made helpful at all? From like a couple of days ago. You like that format where it's like I'm actually just like showing and demonstrating? I can't always do that with painting because, you know, paintings take so long to do. Sweet. Sweet. Good. Good to hear. All right. You know, we can use this as kind of the warm-up drawing. You can go back and redraw that foot again. Not redraw it, but just kind of darken it a little bit because I got it too light. So we can use this as a warm-up drawing. I start with this to warm up, at least for a time. I won't always do it, but you know, I can do that to start. Continuously push this. That might be smart anyway because then it would give me some time to rest my eyes and see what needs to change with this, which is, you know, so important. So another thing, noticing this, like this shadow right here definitely drops down. It's like lower. This is going to be lower, but I'm just going to leave it here for now, which is a shame because that's actually a very beautiful gesture of this. It's really nice. These are things that I will strengthen in my next. So actually, you know what? No, let me try to drop this some. I'm going to try to drop it just a little bit. Drop that just a little. I might be able to. Let's drop that some. Let's do this. Oops, that was too sharp. Drop it just a little bit. It's hard to change because I didn't catch this before and start darkening. So that's a good lesson right there. I mean, like, that's what I'm talking about. I always tell people not to do that. And every once in a while I'll do it. But again, next time, catch it. Try to catch it. It's the best thing you can do. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point, I think, is, like, I could keep on working on this drawing. I'm going to switch to the painting, which I already have my colors on my palette. I can't erase this, that's the problem. Wait, no, I just did. Being an idiot. This breaks like that, because at that angle, it's still kind of scarred. Kind of works, whatever. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to, really quickly, I'm going to put my palette up. We're going to mix some colors, and we're going to get, let's do this. Let's take this drawing off. Okay. We're going to work on portrait painting for a little bit, not long. And yeah, we'll get that going. So that drawing is a good warm-up. My head's in the game, right? The head's in the game. Ramp it up. Some here. This is not going to fall because I'm not going to have it on a board like I did the last time. The last time I put this up, the palette did an acrobatic flip backwards, landed on the ground. Never happened before. I will say I did clean it perfectly. Perfectly, I did. This is going to be wedged in. This comes down right there, blocking the light, so I'm going to just shift this. Hopefully the paint will not fall. And let the camera correct on this. You're going to lose main camera just for a second. Y'all know the drill. I bring this back. And oh yeah. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, wow. Bring it up to 200. There we go. This. Zoom that shit in. Focus. Set. Oh, it looks gorgeous. As they say. Hopefully I'm not blocking the camera. Bring the picture back. Do some quick mixing of flesh tones, right? And get that off. Quick mixing of flesh tones. Yep. Gonna be blocking it? No, I'm fine. We're good. Good. Let's mix this flesh tones really quick. So they dried. It's been a while. This is Blue Ridge and Michael Harding's Kermit's White because I don't know which is which, so I mixed them together, and then I added some cobalt blue because I'm going to be mixing this into all my mixtures so that the paint actually dries, which was the problem I was having before. All right. So the dark. Go black. I'm adding some alizarin crimson just for to make it a little deeper. Black, and this is Indian red. Okay. And I still don't trust my setup, so I'm actually going to hold my palette just a little bit here as I mix this, and I'm going to add just a little bit of crimson to it, alizarin crimson. What did we say, like the permanent red? What was tagging? What was it? Permanent red is a good, or Queldar may have said it. Permanent red is a good substitute for alizarin crimson, being that alizarin crimson might lose its redness over a period of time. Anyway, so we get the darkest dark there, and then I'm going to stick with the black. I'm going to eventually replace black with blue, but right now, this is orange, obviously, which is a mixture of yellow ochre and the Indian red. I'm going to add a little bit of the Indian red, which seems to be falling actually down. So let me do that. Solidify it on the palette. And we're making a value that's slightly lighter at this point. It still needs to be probably a little bit darker than this. So, do we add black? It's not that hard. Not that hard. There we go. And seems to be a little bit lacking in the red. So I'm just going to add just a little bit more Indian red. If I wanted to, I could even touch it up with a little bit of crimson, alizarin crimson. But I'm I'm not going to. Now what I'm going to do, just without really changing everything, I'm going to go to the blues. We're going to take cobalt. We're going to take some alizarin crimson. This makes a very good cloudy, a cloudier mixture for how much yellow I'm going to be putting into it. So I know that has some black, but I really don't care. Probably should, but I don't. Just mix a little bit of orange. There we go. And I think I wanted a little bit more red. More heated orange. Right. Yes, that's what we do. I'm going to take a substantial amount of orange, put it on, and a little bit of Indian red. See what this does. We want this to be lighter, but it also has to be not like too green. So it actually, I really purpled it out too much, which is the opposite of, or it's not the opposite of green, but it's kind of like a counter. Actually, I really like this, but at no point do I see this color. You know what? Screw it. I'm a professional. I meant to make this. I can make it work easily. All we gotta do is really green it out just a little bit. Just a little. That's what we want. There we go. That's actually quite nice, that color. I like that. I may make this a little bit lighter. I like the color in it, but it needs to be a little bit lighter. Just a little bit. Why is there green? I'll make it work. I'm a professional. If this thing falls off the easel again, I'm going to be pissed. It's actually not bad right there. I know you'll laugh. And since I know that, then I will ban you from the stream, since all the cool streamers, that's what they do. They ban because they can spare the viewers, and it asserts their dominance. Not that I need to do it, but it's just a show of I don't care. And then also I said I was going to mix some cobalt blue in with it, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually mix some in with all this stuff here. Just a little bit of... So the blue is essentially, you use black if you're going limited palette. I just use blue because I like the effect. It makes it, to me, it seems like a little bit more vibrant than black does. You can puff and puff all you want. Love to mix those 9 values. Sometimes I mix colors without even needing it. Yeah, it's fun mixing, man. It really is. I enjoy it. It doesn't take that much, just a little bit. This, I don't know if I'm going to add any. I don't add cobalt to the last mixture, so I'm just going to have to deal with this. I just need to not go as light as I can get. It's fine. This one needs some cobalt. And in fact, I'm going to green it out just a little bit, so I'm going to add some yellow to it as well. Add a little bit more cobalt. Greens it out, brings it down just a little bit. And still. There we go. More cobalt. There we go. And as I mix between these, I'll mix between with my brush. I'll be able to modify them with the brush. These are the big basic colors. It's not that I'm going to necessarily put them on like straight up, right? This is a feel color of everything that I'm doing. That's it. So if I need to fix it up some, I can. So that is it. The hair, I'm not going to really get into. I'm just going to work on the face, I think, today. Yeah, so this is it. And now let me get the painting up. This down. Here, yeah, this works. And I'll zoom in on it as well. I'm gonna have this tilted down some. I'm gonna oil it out. Tilting it down so the light doesn't reflect off it as much. The camera is crooked, isn't it? All right. Same deal, we're gonna lose camera, main camera. And then I'm going to try to get a zoomed in shot of kind of the face, right? This one, this is my attempt. Right there. Oh yeah, that looks good, that looks all right. Oh wow, I really did focus it perfectly without even doing the zoom in feature. So good. Okay. Got that. I don't think it needs to get, I need to see how it looks. I want this to like look good. I forgot what setting I had it on for, I forgot what setting I put it on. The hell? Wait a second. So my computer accidentally updated. I updated it to Windows 11 by accident. Let me try this again. And it's kind of acting weird now, which is why I didn't want to update it, because I knew that it would mess with the stream. Because normally this works. Oh, come on. Yes. Do it! Thank you. There you go. Got it that time. Okay, I think that looks alright, actually. Now, this is going to be really freaking sweet. I'm going to oil it out. Oh, and let me do this. No. There it is. There we go. Look at that. That's how we do it. Palette cup, we're using walnut oil as the medium. We're going to get into this. Oh yeah, oil out. Got to oil this out first. Oiling out, medium. Some walnut oil, poppy oil, mineral spirit. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's do this. Watch the difference. Laura's here. Hey, Laura. How's it going, Laura? Oh, really? It's fine. I'll make it work. It's working. I should update it, I think. Maybe. Very thin, very thin. Very thin. Sometimes I kind of do this to thin the darks out, the shadows out to some. If I want to, I kind of just go over it a little bit more like that. It thins them just a little bit. That way I can still work back into them, but it took some of that layer off. But I try not to put an excessive amount on because you don't want a lot of oils, excess oil in your paint. It already has, obviously, oil, but sometimes it makes it runny, it makes it, it'll make it yellow more over time. And more oil, the oil does this stuff. The pigments, you want solid, pure pigments. What is up with her eyes in the reference picture? It looks like one is looking forward and down, others looking down. Could just be the lighting. Well, she is a very special person, let's just put it that way. Marzipan, what's up? A juicy painting. I love your choice of words. Lots of going back and forth. Tea time now? All right. Laura Sand. There we go. It's good enough for now. That is good enough for now. All right. I don't know how many layers this is. That's a good question. I don't know. I think 2, because I think like the first layer was just, it would not dry, and so I worked on it, and then that dried, and I think I did another layer on top of that. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I need to change this here too. Come on. There it is. Okay. No, that's not it. I'm being an idiot. That's it. I haven't looked at this in a while. Let me just, I'm going to check the proportions, everything. Son of a bitch! Charcoal. Handful. Start working more layers, making a monochrome underpainting first. Yogi wisdom and which I do in paint. Now, explain that marzipan. I want to understand what your line of thought with that is. Having the traditional medicinal teas today, they have quotes like, all things nature, there is something of the marvelous. Aristotle. That's today's one. There's something of the marvelous. Get it going. All right. This is a good light one. But after several hours, I think my colors are pretty decent, but not very happy with the proportions, positioning, drawing. All right, so you can still, okay. So you're saying just start with a better base foundation that you can paint on top of. Is that what you're saying? Which would work? That would help. You need to pay more attention to your drawing, right? So with this, when I'm doing these marks and placing these marks, what I'm trying to get is the overall light impression, right? The overall light impression, the feel of the entire work. But the first thing I did when I stepped back, I was looking at that light impression and seeing it as shapes, what needs to shift. So focus on your drawing, even when you're doing your colors and all that stuff. It's not like you need to paint an underpainting like a grisaille or something underneath. Though that does help. Spend time in your drawing. But then in addition to what you're saying to do, when you're putting the colors down, focus on getting the drawing correct, even when you're placing the colors and being more specific. Don't separate the two. Always correct the drawing. Yeah, and simplify the colors to focus on the drawing. That's a great way of putting it. Definitely, you need to spend time with your drawing. And that's the key. Look, all my problems come from drawing, right? It comes from the drawing. It comes from the drawing. That's where they come from. Right? My problems arise from poor drawing. So you're very wise to go back and look. The main thing, I always try and impress this upon like people, like when you're working, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter what stage it is. You're thinking about the main shape. You're seeing it, right? Because there's several corrections that you can't make at the very end, but there's several corrections you can make that if you see by looking at the big shape and noticing that, oh, this is off or this is off or what have you, stuff like that. Right? There's things that you can do. There are things that can be done. Wait a second. Dropped just a little bit when I looked at it a little. I know that looks weird, but I'm going to fix that. Wait, that might not have dropped. Let's be warmer. Soften. Oh, damn. Palette cup spilling over because I'm tilting my palette too much. Which happens. Comes on. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Form. Freaking form, man. Dang it. Do I keep on... I am still spilling this. Unbelievable. Actually, I do believe it. So full. So full. Now, what? Gosh. Good. Work, 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 work. Get your sketch done. Do it. We need to do it, Hammy. We need to do this. We need to do this. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. He won't if he doesn't know. But you'll know. Is that something you can live with? Huh? fake freckle. Talking about that. Oh my. I'm really hungry. It's not good. Shit. Drops. That drops down just a little bit. Across the form. Let's get lighter. Just get something to drink really quick. 1 second. Over here. I just need a protein shake really quick. Yes. Very fancy. Yes, indeed. What time is it? 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. How's that stream look? It's okay. It's all right. All right, we're back. There we go. We good, we good. All right, start. I'm just trying to paint, just trying to paint. Trying not to be overly technical with this, but at the same time be technical, if that makes sense. Not to like overthink. Trying to get into the flow of it, right? Let's get the flow. But we're also trying to fix the proportions while developing the drawing, push the color, get the light impression. All these things, that's what we're doing. It's darker. This. Yeah, the protein shake, man, is not that great. Really, honestly, just need to pick some food up. It feels so much better if I did. Just saves time, is that why you do it? Boom shakalaka. Time and nutrition. Got it. Sweetness. Sweet. Whole size of my jeans, not a huge difference, but I am happy with it. Nice job. That's awesome. Do you feel any better? I'm sure you do. And that's hard to do too, is to lose weight. It is very difficult. shit. That was nice. Let's take this. A second. Let me flip it and do this so that I can see it better. You know, this type of stuff I'd rather take slight reprieves. Oh my gosh, my whole hand is oily. Dang it. It's not good. Dang it. It's oily because the palette cup is... This is not good. Flip it, flip it, flip it. I've been doing a lot of pencil drawing recently, and I do feel a difference with it, with my painting. It's benefiting my painting tremendously, to be honest. The fluidity of hand, brush stroke, as I said, like pulling through, crossing through and such. I've been noticing it's much easier for me to do what I want to do. Like I said, this is stuff that I had going on when I was in school. We had much more practice daily than I have now, and I've kind of, in a sense, come up with a type of solution for it, Luz. Yeah, thank you so much, Laura. Thank you so much. Look, I think I'm going to end it here too. I'm going to stream on this, but take quicker jabs at it instead of just doing these long ass streams. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to end this right now, but I'll be back on either tomorrow or the day after, sometime this week, working on this, what have you. But Hammy, show me what you do. I hope you keep on drawing, and I will see you guys when I see you. Bye.